Devon, get the tables! And I think we should be looking at a table for one, and that one is the Acclaim's Max Caster. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. And Max Caster believes that the Dudley Boyz, yes, the Dudley Boyz, they're arguably the greatest tag team to ever do it. The tag team that has won belts pretty much every single company that matters. I mean, technically they didn't win the WCW ones, but they kind of did. So
they won them, and they won the belts, right? In WWE. You'd rather win the WCW belts in 2001 WWE than 2001 WCW. Yes,
that's a fair point, actually, because WCW 2001 was down the toilet.
Whose win felt more? When The Rock's winning the WCW title, or when they're dishing it out to Faking on an episode of Thunder?
So yeah, the Dudleys been everywhere, won everything, arguably the most successful tag team. Well, I don't even think it's arguable, I think it's 100% factual. So the Dudleys have done everything that they possibly can, but according to Max Caster, he doesn't believe that. So Bully Ray was on Twitter talking about the idea. He was teasing the idea of him and his brother Devon, half-brother Devon, having one final run as a tag team. Now, where is this run going to be? That wasn't mentioned. I don't think it would be in WWE, though. I don't think the WWE are going to bring back 50-year-old Dudley Boyz. I don't think that's what WWE are going for, unfortunately. However, that leaves a couple of options. I mean, they could go to Japan, I guess, if they truly wanted to. But again, I think at the Dudley Boyz' age, I don't think they necessarily want to be travelling to Japan. They both have families now, and I just don't think at 50 odds, them going to Japan is going to work.
For a one-off thing, maybe, but not a full run.
Not a run. So that kind of leaves two options. And I think now TNA is a realistic option because of the resurface of the name and the company and the brand, and they're trying to at least go forward in 2024. We know the Dudleys have already had a great run in TNA. Bully Ray has been working in TNA. Devon actually teamed up with Bully Ray not that long ago in Impact Wrestling, less than a year ago. So that could be an option. Another option, though, of course, is All Elite Wrestling. And Bully Ray responded to a fan that... And one fan actually brought this up as an option, and that they would like to see Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, and Devon, or Reverend, call them what you want, but the Dudley Boyz, Team 3D, they just want to see them in AEW for one last run. However, Max Caster of the Acclaimed doesn't want to see this, and he wrote the following. And by the way, some people are saying this is a work, but again, I'm going to disagree because we have not seen anything that's a work in AEW. I heard all the shite, the CM Punk thing was a work, the Jack Perry thing was a work, the Acclaimed, not the Acclaimed, the Elite and CM Punk are actually good buddies, and it's all just this like fake work in order to get fuel. And how did that turn out?
Absolutely wrong. I mean, you look at the Dudleys, Bully Ray's never even been in AEW. Where could they have possibly worked this? No, if they're going to actually work a program between these two tag teams,
the deal would be signed.
Yeah,
it wouldn't. I mean, there wouldn't be speculation. Oh, I might turn up in AEW, then he starts doing a work on Twitter with Max Caster. So I believe.
I'm not saying Max Caster's come out and said this to be completely abrupt and like be disrespectful. Yeah, maybe he's saying it in his character, but it's not agreed between both parties for it to be a work.
He's not saying it in his character. Wrestlers don't talk about dues in their characters, do they really? And how can Max Caster talk about paying dues? The guy's fucking a nobody. Anyway, that's what Max Caster had to say, replying to the fan that wanted to see Bully Ray in AEW. He said, quote, Bully Ray has to pay a lot of dues before he steps foot in my locker room, end of quote. So this guy, the fact he thinks that Bully Ray has to pay any dues is fucking abysmal, to be honest.
Laughable.
Bully Ray then responded to Caster saying, quote, none of you young boys in that locker room have paid your dues. That's the problem. See you soon. End of quote. And I agree with Bully Ray. A lot of the people in AEW haven't really earned where they are. They're getting these big money checks that a lot of wrestlers that have been wrestling for a long time and have had to prove themselves have never got close to getting. But these guys just happen to be lucky that they are basically working for a guy that is a massive mark and his dad's a millionaire. Therefore, he can afford to pay them huge amounts of money. So I agree with Bully Ray. You look at a lot of people in AEW, do they necessarily deserve to be there? I mean, AEW, when it literally started out, it had guys that were green as fuck wrestling on national TV. for this company. How's that paying your dues?
It's not. It's nowhere near paying your dues. I mean, the Dudleys are a tag team for the past 30 years. Like, won everything.
A lot
Main event at pay-per-views. Bobby Ray's been a world champ. Not that, I mean, they are, in my opinion, they are the greatest tag team of all time.
A lot of people have to work their way up through the indies to actually get to the WWE, or back then with WCW, or do well in ECW to earn a move to the WWE, or earn a move to Atlanta and WCW. But with AEW, I mean, literally when it started, a lot of guys, these were just like guys that were indie guys and they were given an opportunity, and then they just got contracts with Tony Khan. They weren't necessarily people that earned their way to a major company. So I agree with Bully Ray. Then Caster replied, quote, "Okay, just remember to shake my hand when you get to my locker room," end of quote. And I don't know where Caster gets off here on calling it his locker room and pretending that the Dudleys have to pay dues. This guy is a nobody. He comes out and he raps. He's a poor man's Doctor of Thugonomics.
Yep. His tag team partners are questionable. And at that time he did an actual rap against some the Billy Gunn's son. He got absolutely shown up.
Yeah, he lost in a rap battle to a guy that's not even a rapper.
See, in 20 years, no one remembers the Acclaimed right now. See, in 20 years' time, who's going to remember the Acclaimed?
Yeah, so is this a work, or is this just another example of these AEW guys being disrespectful and having no respect for the superiors and the guy that's the guys?
See
that
all their
like,
wee
paved
beloved
the way?
table spots? Who paved the way for that? See the table as a weapon without the Dudleys? It's fucking nothing.
Yeah, the table wasn't even a thing, honestly. The announce table was the only table that really got used.
Yeah.
Until the Dudleys came around, tables were... the only table spot you got was the announce table. That's pretty much it. Dudley's pretty much made the table part of wrestling weapons. They literally brought the table out and put the table over, so to speak. I mean...
It's like Foley with thumbtacks.
Yeah, Foley did the thumbtacks and the barbed wire. Quite a lot of other shit, to be honest.
Everything.
So yeah, I don't think this is a work. I think Max Caster's genuinely...
He stole Josh Alexander's gimmick with the headphones because he's autistic.
And also, like, you can say it as a work or not a work. Who is fucking Max Caster to talk about having to pay your dues to veterans like Bully Ray and Devon? I could accept it, right? And people go, oh, it's a work. I could accept it if it's someone with experience in AEW, an older wrestler that's been... Like, see, this is Jericho saying it, I could almost accept it.
Yeah.
And if Jericho said it would come across as a work. Yeah. Because Jericho's a guy that can work.
Aye.
And it's also Jericho's a guy that's been around in AEW from the get-go. He's had like a 30-odd year career now in wrestling. Jericho's entitled to say this, but Max Caster, a guy that's had a cup of coffee in wrestling, a guy that's done nothing relevant in wrestling, telling the Dudleys to pay their dues, man, it comes across as incredibly disrespectful. And this guy's a face. So where's the work?
True.
It's not like he's a heel. So even if he was playing in character, I don't see it, man. I think people do everything they can to defend AEW and defend the wrestlers in AEW, but this isn't a work.
No, doesn't.
This is something a heel would say, like someone like a Ricky Starks or someone along those lines. And Adam Cole, baby.
Maybe he was trying to think of new lines for his rap and he thought out loud on Twitter.
Possibly.
Anyway,
Dudley's don't have to pay dues to anybody, let alone this wannabe rapper and his little tag team buddy.
likes it up the ass. So until next time, peace.